Let's dig into this story in a bit more detail. Benson Upah is the head of information and public affairs at the Nigeria Labour Congress. Is joining me now from Lagos with more context on this story. Thank you very much for your time this evening, sir. So, two-part question for you to start with. Walk us through the main elements of the deal that has been agreed to between the federal government and the unions. And in your view, do those measures go far enough?
Well, thank you very much for your question. For the moment, perhaps yes, we would have wanted more, but this is supposed to be a consensual document between us and the government. So for now, yes, even as we would have wanted this to be much deeper than this.
Walk us through the highlights of the deal. What exactly have you agreed to, at least in the interim, and what would you have preferred to have gotten if you had essentially gotten all the things on your wish list?
Well, as your reporter has pointed out, we have got something in the neighborhood of a wage award. Even though it's temporary, we have also agreed that VAT on diesel will be suspended for now, and there is a vote of 100 billion naira for the purchase of high-capacity CNG buses, among other measures that government has accepted to put in place. If government faithfully implements what we have here, this we believe will ameliorate the suffering of the people, because one obvious thing, one clear thing is that the majority of Nigerians have been suffering following the removal of the subsidy and the massive devaluation of the national currency known as the naira. These two policies have negatively impacted on the citizenry, and contrary to what some government agents say, these policies have brought upon the citizenry considerable pain, trauma, confusion, and paralysis. There is palpable fear in the country. The citizens do not know what the next hour will be like, owing to price changes and other volatilities in their lives.
Right.
So, well, somehow we do believe that that MOU, if faithfully implemented, will calm down the situation.
All right, then. So what are the odds, though, what are the odds that we're essentially going to be back here doing the exact same thing, having a conversation about a potential strike in 30 days? Because, as you say, the agreement is essentially hinged on faithful implementation of what has been agreed to between the unions on one hand and the federal government. But if you look at where the exchange rate is at the moment, on the parallel market, dollar-naira rate is around 1,000, and the parallel market is still very much around. Inflation is still going to take a while to come back down. So the macro factors, for lack of a better word, aren't exactly in the union's favors, and the public finances also do need to be corrected. So what are the odds that we'll be back here talking about a strike in 30 days?
Well, first and foremost, let me say that from the beginning, we were critical of the government policy that left the national currency at the mercy of market forces. We did point out that no reasonable government acting unreasonably would ever leave its currency to the gales of the market. It's not done, particularly if that country is an import-dependent country. So that policy will have to be revisited. Secondly, subsidy removal itself has not been the issue. It is a criminal content in the subsidy, that has become a problem. And we have asked the government to look into that, because Mr. President, in his address, did acknowledge the fact that there is a cabal that manipulates figures in the subsidy regime. So far, there is no sign that government has agreed to tackle this cabal. So as long as the trajectory it has taken, as long as it does not change, we're going to have issues. We're going to have issues as soon as there is a volatility in the crude oil market. We're going to have issues as long as the naira is not stable.
Right.
So it is our view that government needs to take a firm view around these two issues of exchange rate and the criminal content of subsidy, because practically all nations do subsidy, including the big economies of the world, even though they do not call it subsidy. So the situation in Nigeria should not be a different one.